next session is entitled Wiley Online Library, Today's Research, Tomorrow's Innovation. Right? So with that, allow me to introduce our presenter. So he joined Wiley in March 2021 and is a customer success manager at Wiley, currently focused on training Wiley accounts globally. He has over 20 years of experience as a sales manager and an implementation manager for top publishers such as Thomson Scientific, Elsevier, and EBSCO. He is passionate about helping researchers, physicians, librarians, and information specialists make the most out of their available subscribed content and improve research quality and outcomes. So everyone, let's all welcome Fabio Di Bello.
Thank
Good
you.
afternoon, Fabio.
Thank you so much. My pleasure. Well, thank you so much, Mr. De Castro. Thank all of you for joining me today. I'd also like to thank Autumn, my colleague, who is actually standing beside me, and she will help out with questions. My name is Fabio Di Bello, and as Mr. De Castro was saying before, I'm Customer Success Manager at Wiley. And I'm very happy to present today with you. This is the agenda for today. What I'm going to be showing you is actually the content available within the Wiley Online Library, and I will show you how you can make the most out of the content. So show you all the benefits that you can derive from systematically using the Wiley Online Library. I will also show you how to perform basic and advanced search in Wiley Online Library, navigating the results page, how to save searches, setting up alerts, download, cite, share articles, or even books. I will also show you how to locate journal aims and scope. This is particularly important when you are about to publish your research in a Wiley journal. How to set up content alerts, how to understand the submission guidelines for authors who are interested, again, in publishing in Wiley journals. And finally, I will show you some useful resources for authors and researchers. I will basically connect online and perform a live demo. So I will show you some examples on how you can, access the content and how can you can search and basically perform all of this that I'm showing you today. But before we actually move on to the online demo, let me just give you a bit history and a little introduction. I won't spend too much time here, but just wanted to give you a little background on Wiley. We are one of the top 5 academic publishers in the world. Wiley has been in business for over 200 years. It started as a small family business, and there are actually still members of the family, as part of the company nowadays. We're well known because of the work we do with societies, researchers, and professionals. And Wiley has had the honor of publishing the work of over 450 Nobel Prize winners. Now, what is the content that we can find within the Wiley Online Library? Well, the core of Wiley Online Library is our journal content, published in partnership with prestigious international scholarly and professional societies. But in addition to these, we also have our journal bag file. Wiley bag file spanned 3 centuries of scientific research, over 18 million pages across 900 titles. So covering the complete range of scientific, technical, medical, business, humanities, and social sciences disciplines with issues dating as back as the 18th century. The online books available through Wiley Online Library now feature over 20,000 scholarly and professional books, handbooks, dictionaries, companions, and landmark book series. You can discover premier titles from the most celebrated scientists, award-winning authors, and Nobel Prize-winning researchers in a huge range of subjects. I'm going to show you what are the subjects that we cover in the next slide. Wiley also offers evidence-based medicine databases that are designed to aid healthcare professionals in accessing the right information at the right time. As a commitment to an evidence-based approach continues to grow, our products provide up-to-date, impartial medical information to facilitate diagnosis and improve patient care by improving outcomes. The chemical databases and spectral libraries are also available, ranging from validated reaction and synthesis databases to high-end in-lab spectral libraries. And finally, we have over 18,000 protocols published across 18 titles in our current protocol series. That's invaluable for expert commentaries and recipes from regions to the equipment needed and respective results. So, as you browse across our site, and we'll do it live in a minute or so, you will see we cover a huge range of topics from agriculture to psychology, and with over 126 subcategories, we offer an impressive breadth of content. During today's session, we will show different examples and try to demonstrate the diversity of the content. So let's now talk about the benefits. Well, one of the first things that you want to do with the Wiley Online Library content is to look up for high quality scientific content related to certain topics or keywords of your choice. This is a great resource to stay up to date with what is published in your area of expertise, and using tools like content alerts or saved searches alerts will help you keep up with the latest discoveries or developments. Along those lines, this content can help you discover trends in content that may help define your own research or manuscript. Keep in mind that editors are always interested in publishing content relevant to the target audience. So try to be on their shoes and think about the topics that they will expect to read on the journal of your choice. Depending on the stage you are at with your research, you may tweak your project in a way that is more appealing for your target audience and the editor of your candidate journal. Not only for journals or manuscripts, but for those who are working on scientific communications, lecturers, or other presentations. This content can help you prepare and produce high-quality texts. Of course, one of the main things a user may want to do is cite the work of others as you navigate the platform and run into relevant content. So overall, Wiley digital content will help you advance your career as a researcher, faculty member, librarian, or expert in general. Okay, we have taken care of the overview, content, and benefits. Let's go and take a look at the Wiley Online Library. So I will now move on and share my screen and go online. Just a sec. Okay, you should now be able to see my screen, Wiley Online Library. Autumn, can you confirm you are now seeing my landing page?
Yes, we can see you.
Yes.
Wiley
right.
Online Library page. Thanks.
All right, so as you know, you can access Wiley Online Library from your library page without needing username and password. And you can also access Wiley Online Library remotely using open access. So one thing that I would suggest you to do straight away is to actually click on login and register. This doesn't mean that you need to log in, that you need passwords to actually enter the Wiley Online Library, because you are authenticated through your IP addresses of your institution or open attendance. But what you can do here is actually register to the Wiley Online Library and create your personal profile where you can actually store your searches, you can set up your alerts. So you can do a lot of things that will enable you to customize your access to the Wiley Online Library and will make it easier for you to actually run all the searches that are relevant for you. So I will now log in with my credentials. Of course, the first time you can just register with your personal information, create your username and password, and then actually log in. And when you log in with your personal profile, what happens here is that your name will appear here on the right, on the top right-hand side here. So you are now accessing the Wiley Online Library with your personal profile. And we'll do that, we'll see what it means when we actually need to save searches or set up alerts, content alerts or citation alerts. Okay, so this is the landing page of Wiley Online Library. The first thing you can see by scrolling down is basically the subjects. As I showed you before in the slides, we are, dividing the content into 126 subcategories. So if you, for instance, if you want to browse the content, if you click on, for instance, medicine, you can expand on medicine, and you can visualize the subcategories of medicine. So if you want to know what are the content, what are the journals, the books, the reference works available, for instance, in let's see here, oncology and radiotherapy, you just click on the link and you will visualize, you see here the most recent articles. They are, of course, you can see here always the icon with the padlock showing you whether this article is full open access or open access. Full open access means that you need to have a subscription through your library. So it means that you can access free of charge. Open access means that the article is free of charge for everybody. You see here, that's open access. So you don't need to have a subscription. You can read free of charge. One thing you can also do is sort by most cited. So what are the most cited articles in oncology and radiotherapy? And again, here you can see the list of the journal titles. And here you see the metadata like the authors, the name of the title of the journal, where it's coming from. If you click on the title, you actually open up the record of the journal article, and you will be able to see a lot of things that are really useful. So first of all, you will be able to see a tab that allows you to go into the sections. So you will be able to actually browse and navigate through the journal article more easily. Now you can see the icon for the PDF, and then you can see the tools which will enable you to do a lot of things. First of all, request permission. In case you need to use this article for various purposes, you can just click on request permission link. And what you can do is actually make a selection as to what type of use you would like to do and what kind of permission you need to do. So once that you define the type of permission, you can fill in the form and send your request in order to use this specific article for certain purposes. Or alternatively, you can export a citation. And if you click on export citation, you will see here exactly how to cite this article. So you can really easily, copy and paste and cite this specific article in one of your research work. Or you can download the citation, and these are the formats available for downloading the citation. Okay, so you can make your selection and export the citation. Another thing you can do with tools is actually, let's go back. Is actually track the citation. So that's really useful when you want to see who is citing this specific article. So if you click on track citation, you will actually open up your account. So this is your personal account, which will contain all your alerts and saved searches. So you can see here, this is my account with all my alerts. And you see here that I can eliminate or run the search. So again, here it means that anyone publishing any work, any article citing this specific work, I will be notified so that I know that my article is being cited. And you will see here a button share. So you can actually share this article on the social media like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and so on. Now, you see here on the right-hand side, you see the panel, control panel. which will allow you to access very, very useful information. First of all, you see here related. So we list all the highly related articles. So all the content which is highly relevant, pertinent to this specific article. So just to make it easier for you to connect the content in the Wiley Online Library and especially the highest pertinent content. Then you see here references. Well, the good thing is that all references are hyperlinked. And in addition to that, you will see that if we have a reference, a journal article, any content that is being referenced in the journal article will also contain hyperlink to external databases. So if the article is indexed in CAS, Chemical Abstract Society, or PubMed or Web of Science, you can actually land, hyperlink, like in this case in CAS, Chemical Abstract Society. And of course, you can actually the full text on the external database. And of course, in this case, you need a subscription. But if you are logging in from your IP address, from the IP address of your institution, you will probably be able to actually connect straight away and access the full page without needing to log in. Another very useful thing you can do using the panel here on the right-hand side is figures. So if you are interested in downloading some specific figures within the journal, you now have all the figures available for download, and you also have the opportunity to download them straight away in PowerPoint. And if you do that, you will also have the image already formatted in PowerPoint. And so now it won't make me do that. So probably there is a pop-up problem. But what you can do is basically import the figure in PowerPoint, and the PowerPoint figure will already contain the citation already formatted and ready to be used in a PowerPoint that you might need to create and present. The last functionality you can use here in this panel is I, stands for information. If you click on information, well, besides the keywords, so the tagging for categorization, you can see here the AM score, the altmetric. So you see here citations, so all the citations of this article and the altmetric. So we have embedded the altmetric platform into Wiley Online Library, and you can see where this specific article has been talked about, where it's been mentioned, on what social media, who talked about what. And you can click on here and visualize the details. So you see here, this is the page which shows you all the attention that this specific article has attracted on the social media, starting from Twitter demographics. So you see here who cited the article on Twitter, and you see here the geographical breakdown and the type of public that mentioned this article. Same thing with manually readers. And then you have the attention scoring context, which basically summarizes the level of attention. So altmetric tracks all the research outputs across all sources so far. And so you see here that this article is in the top 5% of all research outputs ever tracked by altmetrics. Well, one important thing is that you can really see, for instance, important connection, like for instance, the policy documents. What are the policy documents that have used this specific article? What are the patents that have utilized the conclusions or the content of this article? And you see here that all the sources are always hyperlinked. So you can actually access the original source and understand how the article was being used. One interesting thing is that actually you also have even videos. So that could be interesting because a video could really contain a strong reference to an article. And if it is in a foreign language, you might never know. So that's very powerful as a way to really reach multimedial content that might be interlinked with your journal article. Well, going back to the summary, one other alert that you can set up is here. Click on this button here, alert me when new mentions. So if you do that, you can basically being notified every time someone basically cites or mention this specific article. So if you just put your email address here, and you will receive a notification. Okay, and this could be very useful because if you are the writer, or if you are a co-author, you want to know if someone mentions your article on the social media, and maybe even boost the visibility by commenting or by giving a feedback. Okay, so let's go back to the search results screen. We were here at the journal article level. So we just open up a journal article and we see what are the functionalities that you can use to browse, read, access the information, the references, the figures, and the altmetrics. So now what you see here is basically the journal from which this article comes from. So if you want to click on the journal, you can actually open up the journal. And you can do a lot of useful things. First of all, you can see here a tab, a menu, and if you click on About, and you click on Overview, you will actually access very important information about the journal. And more importantly, besides the overview, you'll be able to access the aims and the scope. That's very important because if you decide to submit a manuscript to this journal, you must be sure that the aim and the scope of the journal matches the aim and the scope of your article. You don't want to be unsuccessful and submitting perhaps even a high quality article, but it gets basically rejected because your article doesn't match the aim and the scope. And so be careful and check always the aims and the scope. And here you see another very important information, like where is this journal being abstract and indexed? So what are all the other databases where this journal is being indexed? Now, if we go back to the tab menu, you can see here Contribute. And once again, it is very important to check the author guidelines. If you intend to submit a manuscript, and by the way, this is the link to submit a manuscript in case you have you require this journal to publish one of your work. But before you do that, please click on author guidelines and be sure to write the manuscript that is compliant to the guidelines. So the guidelines specifies the manuscript categories and requirements. It shows you how to prepare the submission. It shows you basically the structure that your article must have in order to be accepted, well, in order to be screened and reviewed. So tables, images, figures, and so on. And then, of course, here you find a specific link that will enable you to submit an article. And in case this journal is very important to you, is very relevant for you, you have here the opportunity to get content alerts. And this means that every time, every new article being published on this journal, you'll get a notification. So if you click on the Get Content Alerts button, here we go. Once again, you land into your account. So this is your personal repository where you actually can see all your content alerts and your citation alerts. So you're now setting up a new alert and you must decide the frequency, how frequently you want to be updated, and click update. So from now on, every time a new article, a new content, everything that's going to be published in this journal, you'll be notified, you'll receive an email alert. And again, in this space here, you have all the content alerts. So in this case, my content alerts and all my citation alerts. Okay. And you see here, one other thing, I'll show you just because we are just in my profile. You see here your favorites and your saved searches. So if you click on your saved searches, you will see all your searches that you previously saved. Okay, one thing I wanted to show you, by the way, just checking with Autumn, if there is any specific question, just let me know. I hope everything is going well. I hope I'm not going too fast. Just let me know if it's all fine. All right, so you see here, we are now in the AC journal, with the American Cancer Society. If you click on search, you see here that you will have an opportunity to search for specific keywords just within the journal. So I can now search for Crohn's disease in ACS journal. So this is a very quick way to just find something specific in a specific journal. You see here, ACS journals or Wiley Online Library. So now using Chrome and searching across all journals and all books, and you see the difference here, 42,899. So again, you can refine and decide where to search a specific term in which journal, whether in a specific journal or across the entire library. Okay, let's go back to the Wiley Online Library. And so we have now seen how to use browse by subject and how to browse the content using the categories. We've seen how to open a journal article, how to open a journal. Let's see how to perform a basic search, okay? So you see here the search bar, and you can start typing your short search. And for instance, we want to search for artificial intelligence. You see that you have a automatic search suggestion that will enable you to, choose where to search. Like for instance, you want to search artificial intelligence in a book, or you want to search for a specific author. So let's see that we want to now search for artificial intelligence. And if you search for more than one word, one term, it will basically search the terms with and there is no specific constraint on the position of the terms within the journal article. So you see here that we got quite a high number of search results. But one thing you can do to be more specific is if you add brackets here, then you can search just artificial intelligence in a sequence. So you see here that the number of results slashed down to 44,000. It gets far more precise search. And what you can do here is actually visualize the search results and navigate and refine your search. First of all, you see that the search results are broken down by type. So you see here all the articles and chapters, book chapters. You see here publications. These are basically the books, and the collection, the special collections. And here on the left-hand side, you see the filters. So you can filter your result by just journals or books or reference works, or by publication date. So if we want to limit your results by a specific time interval, you can do that. Or, as I told you before, if you want to limit your results just to the open access content, that are the content which is freely available online without needing to have a subscription, you can actually use the subjects. Again, if you're interested just in artificial intelligence, for instance, in agriculture, you may just expand on agriculture and you'll see what are the hits that falls into a specific category. And again, this is a quick way to narrow down your result list using the categories. And if you go down, you see here published in. So these are the repositories. You can filter out by repositories or by journal where most articles come from. So going back here, you will see that you have a button to refine your search. And again, you can now decide to use the term, and you have now the possibility to choose the field, the metadata. You see here now you can choose the title, the keywords, the author. Or again, you can choose a date range. And one thing here that you can see is your search history and your saved search. So you can basically decide to save the search by clicking on Save Search here. And if you do that, you can just name the search and decide the frequency of update, and then just basically save your search. And so when you click on Save Searches, you will now find your new search into the repository. These are all my personal saved searches. And I can run them anytime, or I can edit it or delete it. All right. So when we perform a search, we can use search terms, but we can also combine more search terms in search in different fields altogether. So let's make an example, and let's do an advanced search. So if you click on advanced search, you see here that you have more than one field where you can search for keywords. And so for instance, now you can use also the Boolean operators. So you can use artificial intelligence in bracket. And you can also use Boolean operators. You need to use them in capital letter and or not. And maybe you just say, use a synonym, so artificial intelligence or machine learning. You can also combine it with an author or with keywords. You can actually exclude some records, like for instance, you can just say, I want all articles regarding artificial intelligence or machine learning, but not the supervised learning. So I want to eliminate all the articles that are based on supervised learning. And I can also now select the author affiliations. Like for instance, I want all articles being published in this area that are coming from Philippines. Okay, so I can now click on search, And you see now the results. You see just 27 results. And here you have a summary of your search. You see artificial intelligence or machine learning, not supervised learning, and author affiliation must be located in the Philippines. Okay, so that's a very quick and easy way to get relevant and perform complex searches using the advanced search. Going back to the advanced search, you can also combine artificial intelligence and, for instance, see what are the articles published by funding agency. And again, you can now key in the Philippines. So you see this time we're not looking for articles published by an author affiliation, but funded by Philippines, by an agency located in the Philippines. And you see here, there are no results. So in this case, in the Wiley Online Library, there are no articles being funded by the Philippines that regards artificial intelligence. Okay, so this is to just give you an overview. One thing I didn't show you is how to actually access books and how to download or share a book article. So let's just search for instance, Crohn's disease. You see here that I can see what are the book chapters. So if I click on books, I'll just retrieve all the book chapters. And similarly to journals, you can open up, a book chapter. And again, you will see the same icons that we showed before, the tools on how to request permission, how to export citation, how to share it, how to access the full text of the book chapter. And you will see here the same buttons we saw before. So related information, the information, and the references. And what you can do here is actually link on the full textbook. And this is actually the entire book. And so you see here the icon, download full book. Of course, if you have a subscription to the book through the Wiley Online Library, you can do that with no problem at all. If you need to use a book chapter for one of your work, again, you have a link to request permission. Okay. So are there questions so far? Because I want to now go back to the presentation and wrap up. I want to just
Fabio, I think we can leave the Q&A to the end. So I think you can go back to your PowerPoint slides.
Excellent.
Thank you, Mr. Fabio, for that informative presentation and detailed demonstration. So please allow me to close my video for a while so to avoid any interruption, okay? So let us now, after that presentation, for sure we'll be able to maximize the use of Wiley Online Library's contents and features. Okay, so let us now
Yes. Sorry.
po.
I think Fabio still has a few slides to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Yes.
No problem at all. I'm just trying to see how to open up. Just a sec. Okay. Sorry for that. Okay. Do you see my slide here?
No, Fabio, we're still in your browser. Have you toggled over?
You should be able to see my slide. No?
No, we're still in your browser right now.
All right, all right. So let me just let's see what's resume share. Okay.
We see your slides now.
Do you see my slides? All right.
Yes, we do.
All right. All right. So let's see the resources that Wiley offers for authors and researchers. So can you? I have a technical issues right now. No, I need to.
I think your slides is not moving. Have you moved to the next slide?
Yeah. Let me just reshare it again.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, can you see my slide?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. So, first of all, few words about author services. The author services is a Wiley page where you can find all the information you need to navigate through the different stages of the publication of an article, from how to find a journal for your research to preparing your manuscript or promote the article once it's been published. There's also a lot of information about open access, open research, and other new trends here too. So the link to the page is here on the screen. Most of this information is available for free and no cost and refers to tools that are in most cases available for free as well. For those interested in utilizing more customized services to help you with the manuscript development, we recommend you to check Wiley Edited Services, which is a group of services, mostly paid, that can help you with aspects like editing, translation, or formatting of your manuscript. Also, professional video, design services for conferences, and much more. Again, the link, as you can see here, is this one here, wileyeditingservices.com. And that's it. So I'd like to thank all of you for your participation, and I'll hand it over to you, Autumn, for questions. If there is any comment from the audience.
Thank you very much, Fabio. Yeda, so I think moving back to you guys, is there any questions? Yeah.
Yes, I'm so sorry for interrupting a while ago,
Okay.
Mr.
No
Fabio.
problem. No problem at all.
Okay, can we now proceed to the question and answer? I think there are a couple of questions already waiting on Slido. I'll just stop the screen sharing. I'll try to share my screen first. Can you see my screen now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
There, we can see it. now.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Aisa. Okay, so for the first question, we have, may we see a sample of the resources on Wiley for art? Are there specific sources on historical music and performance?
Well, the easiest way to actually visualize resources on Wiley Online Library that concerns arts is just to perform really a search using the keywords, like arts or something specific, like specific type of art. And again, you can just perform a search and retrieve the journal articles and the books, the special collections, so all the content relevant to art. So there is no specific way to, I don't remember if there is a subject category. So if you can just browse, and if you don't find art in the subject categories, you can just perform a basic search using the keywords and go, and explore the content that's been retrieved using arts as a keyword.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fabio. So I think we leave it up to you to explore the Wiley Online Library. I think, of course, as Mr. Fabio mentioned, they offer multidisciplinary online resources that will be really useful for your researches. Okay. For the next question regarding limited access, I just accessed via Open Athens. Look for a particular article on media studies. The download has a charge. Do we have selective access? Thanks.
Well,
I think I can take this. So yes, the journal collection for UP is selected. So if you do encounter articles that you cannot access, please do let your librarians know so that they know that there is a demand for those type of content. But as Fabio did show in his demonstration as well, there are certain articles that are open access where access is actually funded by the authors. And then there are certain articles that are free access as well, where Wiley may have made them open access for a period of time. But if you do come across articles that you can't access, do let your librarians know so that when we review them again, we know that you do need this type of titles, then we can discuss that again with your library staff members so that they are aware. I hope that helps.
Yeah, yes, that's clear. Okay, so let me just clarify it. So every time that we subscribe to any online database, of course, we as much as possible we try to disseminate our funds. Okay, so that we could reach or extend our services to you, and then yeah, as what Miss Autumn Tay said, that yeah, you can always reach out to us each and every time that you had encountered any article that isn't on full access. So just email us via libraryinfo.updiliman@up.edu.ph, and we'll be glad to help you and assist you. Okay. Okay, let's proceed to the next question, I guess. What are the range of prices for the author services like language editing?
Okay, so for this question, there are actually two websites that Fabio shared. The first one is Wiley Author Services. That particular site will show authors submission guidelines, for example, and then which journal they can look for to submit to. So the Author Services website actually is free. It's just an informational website for you to explore. The one that is actually chargeable is the Wiley Editing Services. So this will be the service that helps authors in terms of, let's say, manuscript formatting, editing, video creation, how to promote your articles. So there is a price list. I'll put that into the chat box for everyone to refer to. So I hope that helps. But do explore both websites. We will share the slide deck after this as well so that you can actually look through the slides and look for the website to Wiley Author Services. Yeah, I hope that helps.
Yes, thank you. I think you made it clear. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's proceed to the last question. Access denied. My search yielded UP Diliman does not provide access to this content. An article may just okay, yeah, just as the same with the case a while ago. So in any case, again, let me remind you that in any case that you have encountered that that the UP Diliman does not provide access to this content, just feel free to email us again at libraryinfo www.epdiliman@up.edu.ph, and we'll be glad to assist you and to provide you with the contents or any online resources that we can provide you. Okay. I think that's all for Slido. Let me stop sharing my screen and let me go back to the chat box if there are any questions here. Okay. Oh, well, I think we have answered all the questions. So if you have further questions later on, as I said a while ago, you can just email us via our library email. So thank you once again, Mr. Fabio Di Bello and Ms. Autumn Day, for that insightful presentation. And we are grateful that to say that Wiley Online Library is part of our online subscription, and it has been very useful to the research works of our students. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you to
Okay.
everyone for having us.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you so much
you.
for
Thank you.
hosting us. Thank you very much. For a
Thank,
pleasure.
thank you.
Bye bye.
Oh, bye bye.